Training in the conventional sense doesn't work.
Hello, I'm with Tony Bonnano again. Welcome back, Tony.
Thank you, John.
Hey, Tony, I want to hold you accountable for something.
By all means, please do.
You run a training organisation.
That's right.
And you've been involved in training salespeople and sales managers for a lot of years. And yet you're on public record of standing up and saying training doesn't work.
And I'm going to stay on public record, John. Absolutely.
Tell me what you mean.
Training in the conventional sense doesn't work. I mean, most people still go to training events that have been organised for them. They might last half a day, a week if they happen to be on something fairly serious. There's an agenda, there's a curriculum, they go, they're expected to learn, and then what happens, they get back to their workplace and they get busy doing what they weren't doing when they were at training.
And ultimately only 5, 10 or 15% of what they learned in the training course is retained. The rest is just forgotten forever.
Some of the statistics that I read recently from Corporate Executive Board showed that after a week, less than 5% retention of items learned unless they have been applied.
That's a shocking ROI when you think about it, isn't it?
Pretty dreadful. So the essence is, in order to make training work, we have to have a process of consolidation that allows people to apply very quickly, to be measured, monitored, and to get them in the frame of mind where they start using what they've learned as quickly as possible.
Okay, so what you're saying is that the training's okay, but you need to have a development process and methodology that training's only just part of.
It's one of three key elements.
So what are those three?
The first element is a training person should conduct a really thorough diagnostic to understand two things: the factors that are inhibiting performance, and then secondly, the causes of those factors.
You've done that before running the training course?
Before you run the training course. Then you put together a training program that addresses the causes, not just the factors themselves, but digging down till you strike oil, finding the causes and putting something around, a mind shift development around there.
And the third item?
The third item is that process of consolidation, which should include the management layer that's involved in that process so that they can take over the process of working with people to bed down those new skills or habits or processes that they're going through.
Okay, so I'm glad you said that. The sales management need to be very heavily involved in this development program. So they've got the responsibility of actually coaching what the salespeople learnt and monitoring and coaching and facilitating the ongoing learning of what was put together.
They're the ones ultimately who are accountable for the outcomes, so they need to be involved.
But trainers have got some responsibility there too, I assume. They need to put content together, they need to follow up and make sure the sales managers are doing what they need to be doing, surely.
It's a consultative process, it's a hand-holding process. In terms of the accountability, it starts with that diagnostic. If you don't get the causes of the factors right, you're going to put the wrong content together. Okay,
to summarise then, when you say training doesn't work, you mean training in the old sense of just going to a 2-day training course and forgetting about it after that. You're meaning it's a whole development process of which training is one component.
The actual workshop, one component.
I absolutely agree with you. I think it's good learning, and anybody out there that's just running training courses, listen carefully. You'll find that the best way of thinking this is a process, not a single training course. Thank you, Tony.
Pleasure, John.